Hey, what's going on? I'm Devin Farini.
I'm Allen Grubbs.
And we're here to tell you our story. Yeah! So we went up to the store earlier today.
Get some coffee for the ladies.
Girls gotta have their coffee in the morning.
They've got to, otherwise it's just not pleasant dealing with them.
It's not pleasant dealing with them at all. So we get to the store and we're getting down to aisle 6. It's where the coffee is.
Aisle 6.
And we see this lady just laying in the middle of the aisle.
Just sleeping.
Just sleeping.
What was she sleeping for? When you go grocery shopping, you don't go to sleep, you go to eat.
We weren't sure if this lady was narcoleptic.
You know, I noticed all the groceries thrown about on that aisle.
There were groceries everywhere. She had Fruit Loops scattered on the ground. She had dog food all in her hair.
You know, cooking utensils, you name it.
Looked like Hurricane Katrina went through that aisle. So we both walk over to her.
You know, I decided I don't like a messy aisle. I don't like the messy aisle when I'm trying to get some groceries, looking for some coffee. So I decided to go up there and clean it up.
While he's cleaning up the aisle, I'm sitting there shaking this woman. I'm shaking her violently. I mean, I am trying to get this woman awake.
So meanwhile, I'm cleaning up all the groceries. He's shaking this woman to what seems to death. And what do you know? A person comes down the aisle trying to clean up the mess on aisle 6. So he comes and tries to interfere in my picking up of the groceries on the floor. And I pull out my gun, bust him in the face. You don't come picking up the groceries I'm putting away.
So I look up and I see Allen. He's wailing on this dude. I mean,
man, I'm getting angry just thinking about it.
And I look at Allen. I'm like, Allen, what are you doing? Well, Allen turns around. He looks at me. He's got this crazy-eyed look in his eyes. So I'm like, Allen, dude, you can't just go wailing on the guy for no reason. He's trying to help clean up the mess. He could have helped you out.
So I went up there and I told him, if you don't sit there and watch me put up these groceries, and I will shoot you in the face. What's that? You're part of a mob?
As soon as he said the word mob, both Allen and I both jumped up. We pulled out our guns. We took his hair. We started slamming his face into the concrete. All of a sudden, after we put a bullet in this guy's face, he turns into a monster.
Yeah, we did not expect that.
This guy had 3 eyes all of a sudden.
3 eyes?
He had fangs coming right out of his mouth.
Very long fangs. He went down to his chin.
This ain't gonna work. These little petty guns,
ain't gonna work.
We gotta get some big guns.
So what did we do?
We picked up the girl and we started swinging around and beating this monster down with this woman.
It took both of us. She was huge.
This woman was like 300-400 pounds easy. What made it even harder is that this woman had no arms and no legs.
Well, we had to grab her by her hair, swing her around. It took both of us to do it.
All of a sudden, this light comes right out of the sky and bats just start flying right at us and we're ducking. And when we dropped the lady, this lady landed right on top of Allen. I thought Allen was dead. And I pull out my gun and I'm like, the only way I'm gonna get this lady off of him is if I shoot this woman in the head. Well, I shoot her in the head, right? And nothing happens.
She just didn't do anything. She must have had a metal head. I ended up waking up just enough to tell him what he needed to do. He needed to chop off that monster's fang and poke her, to pop her and get enough weight off of me so I can get back up.
So I go running down the aisle and I'm looking for something to get this fang right off of this monster. So I run down aisle 6, get out of aisle 6, I get down to aisle 3 down to the chip aisle and I'm looking, I see Doritos, Cheetos,
Fritos,
but none of those obviously are gonna work. And I finally see it.
There really was. There was mystical music playing as he approached the aisle.
Angels were singing, heaven was going off, and I see salt and vinegar. Now everybody knows salt and vinegar chips will destroy a monster. So I grab the chips, I bust the bag open, I grab the one chip that looked like it could do it.
Saw the monster coming at me, the lady was still on top of me, and so I started screaming, Devin!
So I come back and it's just in time. The monster was just about to eat him and the fat lady.
It was close.
I had one chance, one shot to get this right. I take the chip and I sling it, and in slow motion, literally, it starts flying around over to the monster.
Chops the fang clear off.
The moment that the fang comes flying off the monster vanishes. Smoke, green clouds, ashes, fire, dead people.
And if by fate, the fang fell down perfectly on top of the lady's big toe, perfect spot for the deflation. Boom!
Pops the lady.
Pops the lady. There goes 175 pounds, gone like that in an instant. The rest, I just have to slowly wait for it to drain out.
So I get Allen. He came right to.
So So he saved me. At that moment, you hear the police sirens. You hear everything going off. They're coming to the store. They want to know what is going on. They're going to arrest somebody.
Yeah, well, me and Alan weren't having none of that.
Oh, no.
So we start busting caps with the police again.
Start shooting them up, destroying them, flinging their hair around. We threw one into another one because I was strong. After having that huge lady on top of me, I was throwing cops into other cops. I was using Devin as a human shield to fling around and knock other cops down.
I'm bouncing around like a boomerang. I'm busting people up. I'm like, police here, police there. Bam, 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 bam. Then we bail out of the store. Then we run back into the store because we forgot the coffee.
Yeah, we can't forget that coffee. Those women will go crazy if they don't have their coffee.
We get the coffee, we run out.
So I get this idea. We're going on another high-speed chase. We don't want these cops coming back after us.
We got grenades in our back pockets. We're pulling them out. We're throwing them out there. Blowing up buildings, people, dogs, puppies, cats, children. You mess with us, we will murder you and your children
We'll kill
too.
you in your sleep.
Treat others as you want to be treated. Because if you don't, we will murder you.
Now stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Smoke it. This is DNA.
DNA.
And that was our story.
And that was our story.
I'd say that one was much more believable than the last one.
Definitely. Monsters popping big old ladies. Definitely.
Let's wrap it up.